Good evening, you beautiful people. How are you?
Good
Very
evening,
well.
guys.
Good
Hey,
evening.
man. So, you back to Shenzhen eventually,
I made it
Eric?
back. It took me a while. It was a long walk, but I made it.
Long walk from Japan, huh? That's quite a
Yeah,
long walk, man.
it
Mr. P
was.
still in Beijing.
Yep, pretty much always stuck in Beijing.
You didn't go to the
Between in
ONVO launch?
Bangkok.
I'm in
No, I
Bangkok.
did not.
You did not,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Actually, they did invite it, but then for me, since I'm in Bangkok, they said, oh, it may be like a little bit no, quite a trip. So I say it's fine. Just give me a live stream link. I can do a their live stream, so I can do the live stream of their live stream. So I did that yesterday.
So were you
Yeah,
were you were you commenting on it live as it happened?
yeah, kind of like help translating. And I need to
Oh,
put the volume quite low so that it doesn't get too noisy because I need to talk also. So it kind of like it's kind of hard to hear and then translate on the fly. But at least I try to recap it on and on, right? But it's all for Thai channel. So some of the, I mean, this guy was there. Panjawat, Panjawat, and oh, okay. Without us, if we have pre-order numbers yet for ONVO, still new. Hi, Rajan, for UK. That's great. Yep, we do the tied up live yesterday. On the fly delay 15 seconds, sometime more. Yeah, sometimes it's like close to 1 minute. Anyway, okay. While we're checking the sounds and everything, I hope everyone hear us okay. Yeah, and do comment if some issue with the voice. Each of us mics are working or not. Ooh, okay. Some questions already. 150
they did
kilowatt
mention they mentioned the long range battery pack, but they didn't say the size
battery.
of it, right?
They didn't say the size, but I do think it may be less than 150 because their
Yeah,
CD
because there's
is like
6090. Yeah.
yeah, the CD is like what 0.229. It's like best in the world, yeah, for the mid to large SUV. So
Well, the thing
it's
is, the battery dimensions are different between NIO and ONVO. So the NIO 75, 100, and 150 have the same size battery packs, but it's just density is different. The ONVO battery packs are thinner, and also different capacity as well. So it's impossible for an ONVO car to swap to the 150. They're
mm,
going to come out with a longer range battery pack that has the ONVO dimension. And also, very importantly, apparently the ONVO's battery pack dimension is the battery pack that all the partner brands will be using as well for their swappable cars. So that's pretty big news. Yeah.
okay. So that's with the upgrade station version 3 and above.
Yep. Station 3 and above.
Okay, because they did mention 1,000 station, right, on the press. That
Yeah.
1,000
1,000
could be
plus stations.
version 3 and 4 in the future, like current
Yep.
plan, right? And could be more after. All right, cool. So I think without further ado, let's start with the usual intro. Yeah.
All right, we gotta do it every time. All right, welcome everybody to Blue Sky Coming unofficial NIO podcast. We do it live every week. We try to, so make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. I'm Eric. That's Mr. P, and that is TYIY by Ting. And today's show is going to be about ONVO, the launch last night. Before we get into that, do we have anything to talk about? News, rumors, updates, anything, Mr. P? Or you want to jump right into ONVO?
Well, since somebody asked about pre-orders, well, I just got off the phone earlier today with an ONVO manager, and whew, the orders are above expectations. Yeah, they got a lot of orders, and also they had a press conference today, and NIO's CEO and also ONVO's president said that even though they don't share these numbers, and that NIO doesn't share these kind of pre-order numbers, he said the results are far beyond expectations. So they've achieved much better results than what they expected so far. So this is pretty good news. All right. It's well
right.
received.
Great.
It's great to hear that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone expecting to hear some good news
Getting
after
their orders.
Mm.
Mr. P, you ordered an Onvo, right? I didn't watch your video yet, but you ordered one?
Yep.
You did?
Is that going to be a locked in order, or is that just to show people?
Well, that's why I called the Onvo manager to ask what kind of the policy works, because how that works with a NIO owner maybe converting to an Onvo, do you like some of the benefits and perks translate to that? So he said that nothing's set in stone yet, so it's more of a wait and see wait and see situation. So we'll have to see, like, do those free battery swaps carry over to Onvo? Like, what other kind of perks, do NIO owners get when they buy an Onvo? That kind of stuff. And also, like, a lot of things haven't really been announced yet. So, for example, like, what kind of colors, rims, the interior options, So a lot of things are still to be announced. But since they're doing launch and delivery in September, he said that they're probably going to get everything up by August. So the stores and everything, and they'll probably know by August what things are going to be like. Yeah.
Probably even before that, right? If they're delivering in September.
Yeah.
Mr. P, if they if you can transfer your lifetime free swaps and all that stuff, are you gonna trade in your car, or are you gonna have two cars? What's your plan, I guess?
I'm probably gonna trade in. Yeah.
Just about time.
Because of the license plate policy. Can't really get two license plates here in China. In Beijing, it's very strict, very hard to get license plates.
Yeah.
So probably trade in. We'll see.
Can you tell us what are you thinking? Like 70% you would trade, or 10%? Like, you think you want to stick with your NIO? What's your what are you thinking right now?
Well, the thing is with that car, like the things inside the car are things that I really like. All right, like big screen, comfortable seats. The very, very spacious, right? Very spacious, very good efficiency, and no LiDAR. Wasn't really such a big fan of LiDAR, but I appreciate its capabilities. And the LiDAR is really able to help NIO owners really escape a lot of difficult situations and prevent lots of crashes and stuff. But I wasn't really a big fan of it. So with this car, this has everything that I really, really liked. So we'll have to see. Yeah. And the price is pretty good. Pretty good.
So right now you're on the fence. You're not sure yet.
Yeah.
You're gonna wait for more information, basically.
Yeah. But if I were to get it, I would get the rear wheel drive version, the single motor version with the longer range. Yeah.
The price announced is
Nice.
the beginning model, right? It's like starting model.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
Starting price, yeah.
So that would be like a rear wheel drive single motor, but maybe it's just like a starting range, right? The 555 one.
Exactly. With
Not
60 kilowatt hour battery pack, single motor rear wheel drive, not with battery rental though. So with battery rental, it's probably going to be even cheaper than that. So
and you go with BAS? You're gonna go with BAS?
Yeah. The CEO said there will be BAS. So you could go for battery rental, but of course they're going to release the price later on, closer to September. So that's going to be very interesting as well. But this car is affordable by everyone, basically.
Yeah,
it's affordable. Cheap. Now. It's a cheap car, affordable car. Yeah.
Even without BAS, right? It's still quite competitive.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you put the head-to-head with the Model Y. Model Y is like what, 30,000 RMB more expensive.
Yeah.
And cannot swap the battery, with off the network of NIO charger and all. So I mean, even without the BAS, just buy it off with the battery to remain the value, right? In case you want to sell later on, it's still quite okay, I think.
Yeah. So Eric, you were there at the event. How was the entire atmosphere? Was everyone very happy, excited? Were they shocked by
Were they
the
shocked?
announcement?
I think everybody was quite happy with the price, but I guess yeah, about the event. Let's just start with the event in general, just like atmosphere, like you asked. It was very different from atmosphere at NIO events. Actually, it was quite surprising to me. I think you could really feel the influence of the what is he, the president or the CEO of ONVO? He's from Disney. Is he president or what's his
President
title?
of
President.
He used to be upper management.
Yeah, at ONVO, what's his title? Is he CEO or is he?
He's president.
I don't want to misrepresent. President. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you could really feel like the kind of, Disney, almost like theme park vibes coming off the event. Like when you first get there, it felt a lot like kind of like NIO Day, except instead of like more, I don't want to say classy or anything, but it definitely had a family feel where like, I'm not big into theme parks or anything like that, but like when I went to Universal Studios in Japan last year, like everywhere you go, like all the characters are like super happy, smiling, dancing, like waving at you, right? All the staff like that. At the ONVO event, it was the same thing. Like I'm gonna put up a vlog. I filmed some stuff when I was there, just haven't got around to it yet. But like you walk in and it's almost like a tunnel of staff, and they're all dancing and waving signs and like smiling and waving at everybody and like high-fiving kids. Very, very different vibe from what you get at NIO Day. So that was really obvious what they're going for, is like a happy, friendly, outgoing family product for everybody. And then they had all their signs, like the logo, catchphrase, slogan, I guess. I don't know if you guys saw that. They had them everywhere. It was like, when you're with your family, everything's happy or something, basically translate to from Chinese. So I don't know. Did you guys see that slogan in the live stream at all?
It just
they had like ads for it everywhere.
The ads and
it was
he,
like
right. And they keep mentioning the family. Yeah. You can sense it. Like,
so I mean, I was there. They mentioned and stuff, but they had like basically like ads, like posters, right? Like with this slogan on it. It was like Zaichi. I got to go back and look at. I filmed it, but it was very much all about family. The vibes were all about family, and like I said, it was more like almost like a carnival vibe compared to like, NIO Day also is quite similar, but it definitely felt more like down to earth. Like they were giving out like little hot dogs and hamburgers and like more simple kind of like stuff for everybody. You know what I mean? Like not so high end like they would do at NIO Day. So that the vibe was quite different there. And then once we got inside the event, you guys all saw it. Everybody I think was quite happy with how the car looked. It looked beautiful. From our angle, I was sitting up there with Will from China Driven and Wheels Boy and some other guys. And from our angle, I don't know if you have the pictures when it came out. Yeah, like it looked kind of like more like a sedan. It looked kind of like shrunken and kind of weird. But once after the show, you can get down there and actually take a look at it. It looks really beautiful. It really looks like an EC6, just like a little bit shorter than an EC6 maybe, but it looked really, really nice. The back is really, really great. I think everybody's really happy with the way it looks from behind. The front maybe a little bit plain, but we can talk about what we think about the design, I guess, later. I think mostly the vibes, everybody at the event were very happy with the product. The car looked really cool, and the price. And I also did talk to Qin Li Hong. We can talk about that later, I guess. I asked him a few questions. So yeah, we can get into that later. But yeah, everybody was very happy, I think, with the product and the event.
Yeah, you look happy here.
What did you guys think about it, watching it? Oh yeah, I was super happy. You can see me smiling. And there were too many people, man. It's so hard to take pictures.
I tell you, Mr. P was lying. Let me.
Oh, Mr. P was there. Yeah, I took pictures of Mr. P. Look, there he is, right there.
Mr. P was lying.
I got him.
Who's this?
That's my doppelganger.
I found him.
Doppelganger.
Who's right here, man?
That's my doppelganger.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
How could
somebody posted my picture on Weibo
at the same time, right? How could you like edit the video and do a voiceover while you're taking a video on site? Man, this is something,
You finally got out of his car, huh?
Okay.
I mean, what do you guys think of the event from your live stream? How was the reaction, like from your live stream, Ting, from the Thai fans or whoever was watching it?
All the Thai fans, they saw the Neta X, right? The Neta X from Neta, and then they saw that, and when they saw the ONVO L60, they said that the front, the daytime running light it's kind of like a little bit look alike the Neta X. Only the light, yeah, only the front light. Apart from that, they're quite happy with the price, and kept asking if it would come to Thailand or go outside China or not. I think for the price point, it's possible, but let's just see.
So like I said, I talked to Chin Li Hong a little bit afterwards. I asked him about that. I said, I didn't say I was disappointed that they didn't mention that, it's going to be a global brand or anything, but I did ask him, and he said, obviously tonight is the China launch. And he said, we are going to talk about expansion with this brand overseas in the future. We all know they've talked about it before to Europe and other markets, but I think this will definitely be a brand, just based on my conversation, that is going to also be able to go to like developing markets like Thailand,
That'd be
for
great.
example, Southeast Asia. So that was my feeling talking to him. But he said, stay tuned to the future for more information. So
yeah, I have a really high hope for it also. Because some of the rumors say that the sub brand might go out and could go to the right hand drive market, but not like the NIO one. It could be a little bit too expensive outside of China. So
yeah,
and this one will be really competitive.
No, it's a beautiful car. The only thing I would say about it, like in person, is especially the front. It's a little bit like, kind of plain, kind of bland. But I think for a family car, it's totally okay. Like you don't need a super sporty, super sexy car for a family car. I think it's fine. Like you look at how many cars BYD sells, for example, and their cars aren't sexy, and this one's sexier than most BYDs.
Oh,
so
well, it can't be compared with that one. It just like try to grab all groups, market groups. Like you got only about 60,000. You can buy one. You got like doesn't matter how much of your budget, so you can find one in BYD. But this one is like a completely. They focus in one model. That's good, at least. Like look at Xiaomi, right?
Yeah.
Xiaomi, they sold quite a number of cars, right? This one single model launch. Hopefully they could get the number as close or even higher than Xiaomi when they deliver the first month.
Yeah, the thing I think is very interesting about this whole entire launch, well, looking at Eric's photos, the design is just really, really nice. I saw some of the other videos filmed by some other content creators, and I guess they were using wide angle cameras, and it made things look sort of out of proportion. But looking at Eric's photos, it just looks so good, right? Yeah, especially this rear end. Man, this looks so nice. Yeah, the little ducktail.
The back is nice.
Yeah, wow. And some people were saying the back looks ugly. I mean, like, come on. You probably saw the wrong photos. But yeah, this just looks
maybe this
nice.
one, maybe it's this one. That's what they meant. Only this part. I don't know.
Only this.
I mean, I think they should delete the ONVO part and just keep the logo, because they also have the model and the brand. They have Ludao on there as well. If you see other one, there's like a lot of text in the back of the car. Kind of reminds me of Build Your Dreams.
This one.
Yeah, so you have Ludao, and then the other side you have the L60.
Yeah. Overall, the back, the logo and the ONVO aside, the back itself, it looks okay. It looks all right to me.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Looks like Iron Man, Iron Man.
Looks like Iron Man.
Type.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so the lights, they're supposed to represent like going up. You see how it's actually like tilted up?
The way up.
It's supposed to the way up. Family, gets better and better. That kind of stuff. Very, very cool. The thing that I'm really surprised about at this whole event is that basically in every single metric compared to the Model Y, this car is better. All right, when it comes to like energy efficiency, 12.1 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So it beats the Model Y in that aspect. And then also turn radius. Right, turn radius has a smaller turn radius than the Model Y, more comfortable. It has, of course, it can do battery swap, which is pretty nice. It has a heads-up display, right? Model-wise, if you want that, you gotta install aftermarket. Also, the suspension apparently is softer, smoother than a Model Y, and there's
I mean, it'd
so
be
many
hard not to
different.
be.
Yeah, I mean, like they got so many metrics, and even interior spacing, spaciousness. So it is a very competitive product. And I was talking to the ONVO manager, and he said, it kind of makes sense why orders are exploding, right? This is a very compelling product at a very competitive price. I mean, that's the price. It's cheaper than the Model Y starting price, 30,000 RMB cheaper. But then if you add on battery rental, it's going to be much, much more cheaper, much cheaper. So it's even crazier to think about it that way. So this car is undoubtedly going to sell well. Also has a bigger horizontal center screen than the Model Y. It's 1.25 times bigger than the Model Y, and 2.5 times higher resolution as well. So I mean, like, it's just everything that you could possibly want, and plus battery swap, and 900-volt architecture. And when this car gets delivered, you can use the autopilot at the get-go. Unlike with Xiaomi SU7, you still gotta wait for software update because their autonomous pilot solution isn't ready yet. For the ONVO car, it's just you take delivery of the car, you can use it because it uses the same system as NIO. It's just different hardware. So that's also pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, so they did make that comment during the show that they have the second biggest power swap network, right?
Yeah.
Because the largest one is NIO's, 2,400,
Yeah.
and they got like 1,000 only. But it's still NIO's, right? It's NIO's.
Yeah,
with the NIO
exactly.
version.
It's just
It's
the third
good job.
gen and fourth gen.
It's a good delightful captions there.
So apparently I heard.
So what do you guys think
from,
about the? Oh, go ahead, P.
So apparently I
Go
heard
ahead,
that
go
there's
ahead.
gonna be 7 colors, but I gotta say, like, the orange color looks fantastic, but I like the silver color more. But what do you guys think out of these 2 colors that we know so far?
I think the early
I
sun.
thought in person the orange one. I thought in person the orange one looked nice. Though it's funny you asked about the colors, Mr. P, because of all the guys I was sitting with, we all commented like the brand coloring like around the arena was really, really bright. The orange in real life, like not the car itself, but like the brand logo and coloring, and very kind of almost like garish, almost hard to look at. And we all were commenting on that, so that was kind of interesting. Like, I hope maybe they can tone it down or have like an accent color or something as well, like a secondary color, because like especially compared to NIO, which has like lots of kind of light teals and green type colors, this was very, 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 very hard to look at. I don't know if that's important or not, but yeah, like I might even have an idea. Like everything's like super orange. It doesn't look so bad here, but just orange and white. They need like some sort of accent color or something. But in terms of the cars, yeah, the orange one looked great. The silver one also looked great, but I would take the orange one.
What about you, Ting?
I'm okay with the orange one, but this one is nice too. It's a safe color. It's like
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a safe one. You can go anywhere, and then you don't feel like people looking at you weird. Orange is too high profile somehow.
Plus, like other cars that have kind of failed or were highlighted in orange, like the Xpeng G6, right? Their Model Y killer had a lot of orange as the main color, and also the Hi-Fi X, the first Hi-Fi was always orange when they were displaying it.
It's red, orange.
Yeah.
And
So hopefully orange is not a bad luck color.
The Deepal S07 or S7 in China, they got that orange color, and the orange color is actually sells pretty well in Thailand too. This is cool. I like it.
So what do you guys think of the presentation in general overall compared to like other NIO presentations?
I'll start. So I think it's really
Yeah.
nice that they added a bit of competitiveness and compared between NIO and Tesla, because one thing that NIO never does is compare itself with other guys. And that really caused a problem, because you're trying to showcase how good you are, but you don't compare. Then you're not getting the message across, right? So I think this really delivered the message where, like, if you want to get a Model Y, you better consider this car as well, because it's got more comfort, better efficiency, can battery swap. It's got all these features, right? And it's straight to the point that where compared to the Model Y, we're good at these aspects, these things, we're better than them. Whereas with NIO, it was kind of up in the air. We're good, but like you don't know how good. Yeah. So that was my first impression. I really like the fact that they were comparing. And one of the other content creators, Dong Mai Mai, I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but he's quite big as well. He's one of the OG ones. He when he filmed the video as well, and when he was watching this event, he said, "Yes, finally learned how to like compare with others." So this was kind of interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's good too. I think it's interesting though, because like you would think as like their family brand, like their friendly brand, they wouldn't necessarily be so cutthroat and so direct, and especially because like their high end brand is much better than a lot of the other products too. So it would be easier to compare to like a Li Auto to a NIO and be like, look how much better we are in all these different ways, right? But this is not necessarily that family friendly if they're going cutthroat. But I do like it. I do think it's a good way to compare.
They could even brag that this 12.1 is better than Model 3. Well, I mean, they could even go down that path, but it's nice enough.
But
for
nobody
them
even cares. Nobody cares about Model 3 anymore in this country.
SU7 maybe. Okay, I don't know what's the consumption rate, but yeah, it's better than SU7.
Yeah. It is
Man,
better than SU7.
This is maybe even.
And didn't they mention something about the electric motor too? Like it's a world record for something else?
It's only 900-volt system, but there's no number on the. There's no numbers on the power efficiency and all, I think.
Yeah, they didn't release any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure the specs or the details would come out later. But yeah, this is the only thing we know. It's Santian, right? The Santian system is 900-volt. So this is even step up from the usual 800-volt architecture. No?
Exactly, yeah.
So the heat loss and everything could be like dramatically reduced with the same power output. And this 0.229 is like, wow, man, even better than some sedans. Huh?
And one thing I really liked about it was the different like modes for like hanging out with your family. Like the bed lie flat in the back and then turn into sofa mode. I think that's all really cool. It looks really, really flexible. Like that looks awesome right there. I would totally do that when I'm out camping.
Yeah, this mode is good. This mode is good overall. You don't touch the rear storage area. But if you
by the way,
this is the best, right? You can still keep some stuff underneath, and it's like 2.3 meters. This is like a huge, man. It's like small family can just
By the way, there's a shocking information. The rear seat can actually tilt. Yeah.
Like zero gravity mode or
no, like electric tilting, like adjustments. You can adjust it by a few degrees as well. That's pretty impressive, especially for a car at this price point.
But not electric, like just like a latch, right? Like sort of
electric.
Like electric tilt. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay.
By a few degrees. So interesting.
I like the way they line up this mode, right? You sort of like a lean the front seat all the way back, the headrest remove, whatever, and then you fold the rear seat. So you have the whole volume, up front. Normally the cam mode, you fold the rear seat and then you put the air mattress. You still see the front seat stick up, sort of. It's blocking
Right.
at the
with the EC6 air mattress. With the EC6 air mattress, it goes right up against the front seats
seat.
before. Yeah. So now this is
now
is better.
It's like your headroom.
If you go to that other, go to that other mode Ting, the sofa one, the only thing I was trying to think about is like how does that like convert? Like how does that get in? Like, and especially if you're wearing shoes, I'm thinking about stupid stuff. I'm like, when do I take off my shoes? And like my feet are going to be on the front seat. Like how does it move around to get in there properly?
To move in, right?
Yeah, I was looking at it and trying to figure out like where they go. Do I leave my shoes outside the car, or do I sit in the front seat and push a button and then it all converts and then I just hop back to the back? Or I want to see how it moves. I'm looking forward to that.
I give example. If it moves the same way as the Xpeng, right? The Xpeng one, they got the same mode here, where you remove the front headrest and then you click one button or start the mode. It just moves the seat up to this position. Once it's moved, when you get it, you remove your shoes and then you can just slip your shoes underneath the backrest of the front seat. So it's actually go into your feet area eventually, and then just hop back in.
So it goes all flat while you're outside the car, and then you go inside the car.
Yeah. You can sit in the middle and then let it move. Also, I think if it doesn't have the weight sensor, something that detects that someone is actually sit on the rear seat and let you fold lean back the front seat, then you could sit right in the middle. But if you have more than one people in the car, you need to get out of the car eventually when they fold it.
I want to see Mr. P when you get the car. I want to see you testing out all these modes.
His family is perfect because wife and the boy, right, and himself. So it's like perfect. It's like this picture, man. You can just do the same thing here.
I mean, and they're always already in the back seat, right? So I always see them back there. So we just need to wait for Mr. P to move back.
Yeah, sleep in the car.
They got two sides of the mattress, right? The tiny one for the kids, for the single line, like the single row there, like not the full. Like you don't need to fold both of the seats. And the bigger one is
they're gonna have the whole ONVO Life products, right? Specifically for the car.
Yeah, they should have the ONVO Life products. And these are like a full-fledged bed, man. It looks comfy.
I got my ONVO Life product right here.
Is that a cup?
I haven't opened it. Haven't opened it yet. Coffee tumbler. Yeah. But actually the funny thing is, hang on. Can you see that?
NIO Life.
Still NIO Life. It's just the ONVO brand. Yeah, I'll open it. Let's do that.
Cool. Wait. Let me remove this one so we can see.
Oh, I broke the box already. Ooh, bright orange. Great.
Unboxing. What we got there?
Oh, just a little bit.
Whoa, that looks nice.
Nice. It does look like the Xiaomi one. But did they bring it here?
Gotta wash it. Little plasticky smell.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice.
Looks amazing.
That's nice.
Yeah, cool.
Man, now I don't have cups. Should have gone there.
So it's time for that question, guys. Remember last time we did the live stream, I asked you guys this question. Right now, if you had to buy a car, which one would you buy? A NIO or an ONVO?
I think it's ONVO.
ONVO?
But I got my EC6 already. ES6 already. If I didn't have the EC6, the ES6, then I would go with the ONVO. I don't mind that 1,000 swap station. I might only pick one nearby, right? It could be a little bit further, but you could still manage, no? And
the thing is 900 volt, man.
And the 900 volt, and it seems
fast
to be
charging
like
as well.
Upgraded hardware compared to the NT 2.0, right?
Yeah.
You got the red screen. The current ES6 or the NIO one only got that screen to control, but it's not like a full-fledged screen in the back. This one they got like a 8 inches screen in the back, right? Model Y doesn't have it. Only Model 3 refresh has it, right? So it's a good backend. I don't care much about the LiDAR too. I think it's cool to have one, but with the new station would have the LiDAR, then your car doesn't need to have one for the swapping.
Yeah. And by the way, without LiDAR, they still have the 4D millimeter wave radar that can help detect through cars in front. So if there was a car in front of the car in front of you that got into an accident, your car, the ONVO, can still detect it. So this is pretty interesting. It's a 4D mapping radar, which is quite nice. Yeah.
Yep.
But I think the thing that this car really solves is one of NIO's biggest weaknesses was charging speed, right? NIO never really cared about charging speed because we had battery swap, but that used to be like a sort of a weakness, Achilles heel, that every other company would poke fun at. But now there's no compromises. There's right? You also charge fast. You want to use super fast charging, get it done in 15 minutes, go ahead. You want to swap, get it done in 3 minutes, go ahead, right? So there's no compromise. So I think this is pretty nice. Yeah. So you would choose, Ting, you would choose the ONVO L60 over a NIO right now. If you had to buy a car.
If I didn't have the car, yes. But you will not get that 6 swap free, which I got, right? The same thing you got, like unlimited swap. If you can transfer, then no questions. You can just get the new one immediately. So that package hold on to me. So I still keep my NIO.
Yeah. What about you, Eric? Because both of us, we had the EC6, right? So it's like the design factor, the form factor, coupe SUV. I know this is something that you also really like. So
I mean, for me, like I'm probably the one person, definitely probably out of us three, that I like a vertical screen for my center console. Like, I'm not watching movies and playing games or whatever on my car. I'm not interested. I think from a usability perspective, the vertical screen, like everything's closer to the driver. You know, sometimes in the Model Y in my mom's car, I don't have to reach too far. It's not like it's a big burden or anything, but having a widescreen, a little bit not as functional, I think, as a vertical screen. I also have no interest in a back screen. So for me, those aren't really selling points. You know, but I think if we're talking like what I would choose right now, literally like right now, you know, probably an ONVO, the price, like with battery as a service, I get it for like 170 probably, like compared to what NT 2.0 EC6 or an EC7, it's like half the price almost. If not, it's more than half the price for compared to an EC7, which I love the EC7, by the way. I don't know if you guys have driven that, but I think it's beautiful. Great car, fast, it's fun to drive. But yeah, you can't really beat the price, I think. Plus the charging speeds, all that stuff is great. So for me, it'd be a tougher decision. Yeah, I have to.
For both of you, Mr. P would get his L60, and Eric would get the very special deal EC6 from Mr. P.
I don't. I'm not gonna go to Gen 1, man.
Yeah, he's not gonna go Gen 1. Come on.
A
Probably
deal,
gonna go Gen 3, right?
Yeah, if I'm in China for another couple of years, maybe get an NT3 EC6 or something. Yeah.
Do we consider this one as the equivalent to NT3 NIO?
Yeah,
they say it's NT3. Yeah.
Okay, so which means we are expecting the NT3 NIO lineup these NIO days, most likely.
Yep. Well, the ET9 is already an NT3 car, sort of an NT3, because it has a horizontal screen, right? So going forward, all the future NIOs that they announce will all have horizontal screens and possibly rear screens as well, most likely, and also 900 volt for sure, because that is a weakness that they cannot keep on keeping. They gotta get rid of that weakness. So yeah.
And they're the only one. The 900 is like for the mass market, sort of luxury mass market. They are the only one, right? I don't see anyone using 900 yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I think IM Motors uses 900 volt. I'm not too sure on that though.
IM
Yeah.
sales is like tinier compared to what NIO would expect their sales would be, you know.
Yeah. I mean, like
More, I don't know.
IM, when they came out with the IM LS6, that also had a very good buzz, and then the deliveries of that car died down. And some people here in China are drawing similar comparisons. You know, that car used to be compared against the Model Y as well. But the thing is, remember, like, this car's got battery swap. ONVO L60's got battery swap. This is the reason why people buy a NIO or buy an ONVO, battery swap, right? 3 minutes, get it done, super convenient. And it's always going to be a selling factor for NIO and ONVO going forward. And the thing that
I think
ONVO really has is like the bang for the buck. The price is just way too good.
I mean, I think that like it's hard to make a prediction what the market what will happen, you know, with the ONVO compared to the IM or the Xpeng G6 or whatever. But I think that it's pretty clear that NIO is, let's say, like they're more focused on like design. I would say personally, compared to those other two brands. Like, if you guys have been in any of the IM cars, they're very very odd design decisions in there. Weird buttons, weird layout for things. Xpeng is better, I think personally, but you know, I think that like yeah, the IM had a lot of buzz, right? But once people actually got to like sit in it and play around with it, has some very strange things going on. I think personally. So have you guys played around with these cars or driven them?
Yeah.
I was 7,
They're
yeah.
just so.
6, I
Yeah.
haven't tried yet. But yeah, I look at the photo only. So
Okay.
some weird choice they choose, I think.
Yeah, they have some very weird choices. Across their whole line of IM cars, especially, I think it's very strange. Like the buttons are like capacitive, like reflective, like strange buttons on the side, and their SUV, their first SUV before the Model Y Killer, I forget what it was called, but it had like the zero gravity seat in the back.
S7, yeah. The
Yeah,
S7
but
got
it's like so instead of like a bench in the back, which is most cars have, it has like a one normal seat behind the driver, and then like a weird like massage zero gravity seat. That like, I mean,
imbalance.
for
It's
me,
like
I think it's
yes, like,
yeah, it's like not even. It's not a bench. It's very very strange. I feel like for me, for most people, I would guess it's not really what they expect or want. But I don't know. I'm not a car designer. I wouldn't want it.
it's cool to drive once, like it's cool, wow,
Yeah.
and drive once, use it all the feature, but to use it every day and to own one, maybe you need to think a little bit more, like
Yeah.
it might not be the stuff you use every day and might not need it.
Yeah. So I think NIO's focus on like having a cohesive design language across all their cars, and focusing on usability and functionality for their users. I think that's sets them apart from some other brands.
Yeah, and also NIO House and NIO Service. It's actually confirmed that there will not be any sort of like ONVO houses or anything like that. They will not have that, and ONVO owners will not have access to NIO houses unless a NIO owner brings them in. So that's also something that's gonna set it very apart.
But
What
they
if
will have access to NIO Service and things like that, like their service centers, right? You said that before.
Well, they're gonna use some of the service centers, so not the service itself. Like for example, card pickup and that kind of stuff. They might not have that, but service centers to get the cars repaired, they'll be using that. And I think one of the really big things is it's actually not that expensive for them to operate this new car brand. They're producing the cars in the factory number 2. They're not building a new factory for this, so it's actually really going to help with margins. And also, they're sharing a lot of the infrastructure, and they're also sharing some of the service centers. They just got to build some new stores, have some more sales reps, and this car is going to be direct to sales online and also in the stores. So yeah, it's actually pretty good. It's just going to help NIO in many, many ways. Yeah.
Yep. Back to that, the NIO owners and ONVO owners to NIO House, they said on the press conference that if you are ES8 owners foundation, maybe you get the 50,000 points. But do you need to return that ES8 trade in, or you keep that ES8, or what? Buy more cars, you mean?
That's just the privilege if you are already a NIO owner.
But you do
So
not
if you're already a NIO
like
owner
trade
and you
in,
buy an ONVO, regardless of if you trade in or you don't trade in,
okay.
you still get those points. Yeah.
So would that owner, if he traded in, the value may be more than the ONVO car, right? Like maybe just trade in alone would get the ONVO already. Would he be able
Possibly,
to
yeah.
go to NIO House then? He was ex NIO owner, but traded in his ES8, for example. Just hypothetically, like it could happen. You don't know. I wonder.
I think you have to be an existing NIO owner.
Yeah, you must be the
Yeah.
existing owner. Okay, fine.
I mean, but
yeah.
they're not that like they're not like hardcore about stopping people from going in. If people want to go in, they'll, you can't go and abuse it, I'm sure. But like if any of us weren't NIO owners and we just said, hey, can we go check out the NIO house, they would let you in. They're not stopping anybody. From my experience.
The one in Shanghai Hongqiao, though, they let you bring in 2. If more than 2, then they kind of like ask you nicely, don't bring more than 2. Because I got a bunch
at
of
the
them
airport or
at the airport, Hongqiao Airport.
Yeah,
I got like the Thai media they were 25 medias, right? At that time, I could only bring 2 of them in. Even
you
just
want to bring the whole gang.
Yeah, I cannot bring the whole gang, right? So we need to shoot the video outside in front of the ES8, and then walk around the car, and then but he cannot
Hey
get
man,
inside.
you're gonna drink all the coffee, man. And then shareholders are paying for that coffee, man.
It's all free. I drank
put them
only
out of
one.
business.
Don't worry. All the shareholders, don't be pissed off. I mean, I drank only one.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of NIO drinks, on the conference yesterday, William Lee, I think he mentioned the ONVO drink, right? Did he say something about it in the beginning? I think he did. Anyway, it was horrible. It was the worst NIO drink I've ever had. It's like they're making a budget city drink for ONVO. It was really bad. It tasted like soap.
Oh wow.
I thought it. I mean, not my favorite at all. It was like also very orange, also the same color as this.
But I guess it would never really like you couldn't really get this because at the stores there won't be any like ONVO houses.
Right.
There won't be any like in the stores they won't have a drink bar or anything like that. So it's more like a one-time thing, I guess. And even
it was just for the launch.
Yeah,
if you guys talk to Will at China Driven, also if he's in here, he can also comment. He said it was bad too.
He's on the flight. I asked him if he would like to join tonight, but he's on the flight back to Changsha. So otherwise he would be here with us on this podcast too. He was in the event with you, right? And Ethan and all those people.
He was sitting right next to me.
Yep. I'm sure you hear a lot of his comments.
Yeah, he was tweeting the whole time. I'm like, man, you gotta sit here and enjoy it, man. Stop working. Yeah, he's tweeting live tweeting.
So, is there anything you guys don't like about this car? Interesting, huh?
Like I said before, I don't love the front of it, but it's a family car. It doesn't need to be sexy. It's okay.
So just the design, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not from my perspective, it's probably like the least exciting exterior of any NIO car, Gen 2 and above. But I think it's fine for a family car. It looks nicer than a Model Y to me. It looks nicer than an Xpeng G6. So I think it's fine. Ting?
I mean, these 3 modes alone, plus you remember they bring in the tall twin, right, to sit.
Yeah.
You remember that one? And they let one of the twins run around the car and the rear seat just run over. So that alone,
that's what
that's satisfying to me. I mean, at least the space. And then in the trunk, you should be able to fit a lot more So I don't have issue with the design. That two horn, only the camera, it looks a little bit sometimes you get used to, I think, but it's still not too bad, right? It's the same as when ET7 just first announced. It's like a LiDAR and two horn. This one only got two horn now. It looks a little bit better. But they could have made it flat if it's only the camera, though. I mean, if it's just the camera, it can make a more sleek profile. Maybe they can even get better CD, you know. They got 0.229. Maybe they can get 0.2285 without that two horn. I don't know. But yeah, I'm okay with the design.
Mr. P, what about you?
Yeah, you see, the reason I asked this question was because, like, it's very hard to find a very convincing weakness for this car, right? Apart from maybe design, which might be kind of subjective. But I think for me, I mean, there's also nothing to really point the finger at in terms of things that I don't like. Maybe not having a front dash, but we have a massive was it 13-inch heads-up display? That's way bigger than my current NIO. It's way bigger than the current ES6 and EC6 screens, the heads-up display. So it's already like, it makes up for the weaknesses. So there's basically nothing, man. There's basically nothing. Yeah.
And this image is like a dual motor, right? Dual motor variant with the AC charging and DC. Okay, thanks for that.
Oh yeah, it has AC port as well.
AC port, so you can go anywhere now. Yeah, it gives you flexibility to travel. Dual motor too. Wow. And you see they make the 8 figure. The driver is good, for all of the 4 cars where they test. It's like perfect 8, man. Perfect 8.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well trained. And the smallest 8 is the ONVO one.
Yeah. So ONVO car has the longest wheelbase, but the best turn radius and also the best spaciousness. So wow.
Without the rear wheel steering, right? It doesn't have the rear wheel steering.
Yeah, it does not
have rear wheel steering, but it still could manage that. Man, it's too good to be true, huh?
Yeah, it's too good to be true.
So, Mr. P, do you think that this is actually gonna be the car that finally dethrones Model Y?
I think there's still gonna be like some people that buys the Model Y for just a brand name because like Tesla, it's American. Some people just buy it because it's not made in China. But I do believe, and also like I'm sure management also believes that this car is really gonna do some serious damage. And it's got everything. And the price is right? It's not too expensive. Some people were saying that it's still a little bit higher. The price was a little bit higher than what it should be. But that's also kind of subjective. I think the price is perfectly fine. And with BAS, it's going to be much cheaper. So there's nothing to complain about in terms of the pricing. There's basically no reason to not get this car except for maybe the brand name. All right. That might be the only reason why you're not going to get this car. So, yeah. I'm thinking this car is going to be very successful.
I think we lost Mr. P, or we lost me.
No, he's just a little bit like the connection is not too perfect.
Oh,
but
can you hear me now?
Just a tiny bit. Now it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was saying like, the only reason why customers might not buy this car is because of the name, maybe. Yeah.
Talking about dethrone, sorry guys. Eric said that this one. I think we lost Eric now.
Yeah, my VPN's not on.
Okay, just a quick one. Yesterday I also did touch on this one a little bit. Last month, SU7 delivered for the first month, right? They sold 7,058 cars. They already dethroned the Model 3 in China. Model 3 sold 5,065. So it's like almost 2,000 cars more than Model 3 sold in China, but Model 3 sells a lot more outside China, because like outside China, I think the export is around 20,000 cars, something like that, from Gigafactory. So 3 is actually kind of big hit elsewhere, but not in China. In China, there are too many options, right? So yeah, I mean, SU7 first month dethroned the Model 3 in China, but we'll see in the long run whether they can compete. Now, if you look at the Model Y, I'm sure Onvo still need a lot to do to reach this figure.
Yeah.
Even though they sell a lot less from, they got like low and high, but they are still always above 20K deliver a month. So if Onvo would beat this one,
Ting.
yeah. Go on.
I was gonna say they don't need to be higher than that, right? Because if they're competing directly with Y, they're gonna, if they sell 15, 20,000 a month, that means Y will probably come down to 15, 20,000 a month as well, right?
Yeah. Meaning Y was like here, man. Y was like 60,000, and the number was actually dispersed among all the competitors, but they are still number one. Even that figure dispersed among all their competitors, they are still like rank 1 or 2. So if Onvo would need to be close to that one, they need at least more than 15K a month. That's in my opinion. Yeah, they need 15K a month, and hopefully that 50K a month was like maybe more than half converted from those who are about to buy a Y. Then yes, they can dethrone the Y, maybe.
Because I'm very confident. It's mass market, it's affordable by everyone, and I think it's a very convincing buy.
Yeah.
So
and like 30,000 cheaper, I mean, it's no brainer. I mean, if you are out for one, if you can wait, yeah, because it delivered September, right? So
yeah,
still like 4 months. So I mean, if they really need to release the quota within 4 months, maybe these people would buy something first, or maybe they would just go with Y or some others. But if they can wait, it's a good bargain there.
So I've got one question from me to you guys, and then we probably should get into comments and questions from the viewers.
Right.
So my question for you guys is, what do you think the monthly battery as a service cost will be for the 60 kilowatt hour battery, and what is it now currently for your 75 kilowatt hour pack, Mr. P? And my second part of this question is, like, with as they move lower down into like these cheaper price ranges, do you think that people will opt for battery as a service? I know, of course, will make the car cheaper to pick up originally, but these people who are buying cheaper cars are also much more price sensitive, right? They don't want to spend monthly extra 500 or 600 RMB probably to rent a battery forever, because if they could afford more, they probably would be buying a NIO or something else, right? So those are my two questions.
All right. So right now for me, it's around 728 RMB per month in battery rental for the 70 kilowatt hour battery pack. But I think for this car, they can probably get it down to 400 for the 60 kilowatt hour battery pack. So 400 per month. And then maybe if they add in like 2 free swaps per month and combined free swap with BAS, they could maybe increase the price up to 500 or 600 per month, including 2 free swaps per month. Like, that would be a pretty good deal. And I think a lot of people would be happy to go for that. But I think they might just make it as cheap as they can and just not have any free swap. I think that would be the way to go. But also, about your point about just renting the battery forever, they recently changed the BAS policy for NIO, whereas if you rent the battery every month, you get a voucher, a 100 RMB voucher that goes towards purchasing a new NIO. So that, and also a 100 RMB voucher towards rebuying back the battery. So it just means that for BAS, if you have a car usage period of around 3 to 5 years, it will be perfect for you, because by that time you'll have a lot of these vouchers that buying a new car will be much cheaper than just if you went for if you bought the battery. So renting the battery, you get these vouchers as well. So this is pretty nice. So I think BAS will actually work out. Yeah.
Did they mention that this the 200K starting price is the best price, or is the buy out with the battery beginning?
That's
buy out the battery price.
They mentioned, right? They did mention that.
Yeah, and they didn't actually mention battery as a service at all during the presentation.
Yes.
But again, that is something I did ask Chin Lee Hong about, and I think I saw online too that people asked William Lee or some other people from NIO about it. Maybe today there was an article. So they are going to have battery as a service, of course, but the price they haven't announced.
Price or different price, like that price that they announced on the launch event, there will be BAS on top of it after, or that price is with the battery. It's to me it's not clear. They didn't mention BAS at all, right? So
they didn't mention BAS.
Yeah,
it starts at
that price is with the battery.
Yeah, it starts at 219 with the battery.
Okay, with the battery, which means the 60 kilowatt hour battery, the BAS per month for sure will be cheaper than the 75 or 70, the one that Mr. P is paying.
Yes, for sure.
Could be like at least 30% cheaper, I think. If they aim to sell a lot more, then it's maybe like at least 30% cheaper than what you pay monthly. But I do agree that there might be people who, with this price point, right, you do not need to go with BAS even, because it's almost equivalent to any other EV. SUV is cheaper than some SUV even, without and the competitor doesn't have even the capability to swap, right? And the price is even better here. So most of the people maybe would get with the battery, but a lot more maybe want to try and then they will buy with BAS. So that will be the only reason where the total number of sales would come, no? Because you expand the market to the people who just want to try, no? 16 160,000 maybe if you buy with BAS, maybe. Why not, right? It's even cheaper than Nora.
I just worry that if you're a person buying a car for 160,000, you might not have the capability of adding a subscription that's 500 a month on top of that. Maybe you might be more sensitive to those kinds of things.
Yeah, but they'll be on the finance plan. All of this also among
people make bad decisions with their money. I know.
Yeah.
That happens everywhere,
and you need that, right? You need that. Yeah. I know that the people learn from it too. Like if you buy the bad purchase decision, eventually the sale is gone already. It's done, right? But then you do need that some of the fraction of the sale from this group of people too. And it could be a lot too. Sad to say, but it is true.
So that was a good overview of the ONVO launch. So let's look at the comments and questions from the viewers.
All right, let's pick up. I'll start from the top, go as quick as I can. I think we did reply this one, huh? The L60 using 120 battery as per the same spec as EP9. No, it doesn't use the same as NIO's.
Yeah. The dimensions are different. Yeah.
If you want high performance, you go for NIO. If you want economical cheap, then you go for ONVO. Yeah, that's pretty clear.
Yep. Exactly.
Did you see the question from Elias? He said, does Mr. P have a delivery date for his pre-order? I know they said if you pre-order right away, you have priority delivery, and delivery start in September.
Probably September.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be late. First month or two, depending on how many orders there were.
Yeah.
That's way up front, right? Oh, shoot. Eric and Mr. P, you can help picking the comments. I'm scrolling.
I'm looking. I'm looking through. Any more questions? Panyawat says that it looks like a shrunken Deepel L07. Yeah, a little bit.
No, L. What do you mean shrunken? L07 is a sedan. L07 a little bit to be more coupe design, maybe.
Yeah,
but the front looks like
it's more like an expanded Deepel.
Yeah,
I think it's a
expand,
shrunken EC6 a little bit. But
strong EC6. Yes,
yeah.
look more sharpened.
Twin sisters said, "Are you shareholders?" I think we all hold some shares. I don't know about
Mr. P
Tim
and Eric, they both shareholder. I do not own any share of any kind of anything, so I'm not on stock market, guys. Sorry. Onvo brand. Question. Most
The
are the
certified public accountant Jack says it's going to be a huge success.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
Curly Hair Twin Sister also says, "Why are we waiting so long for delivery?" It was just a brand launch yesterday, and now that everybody's aware of the brand, they're going to have another full-on reveal of everything about the car in a few months, and then they're going to deliver the car in September. So it's pretty quick. It's quicker than most of the products.
It's quicker
NIO
than
does,
SU7, right? SU7
Yeah.
got the same thing like sometime last year, I think. So it's more than half a year before they start. But I hope that when they really get into the delivery, there's no delay. Huh? Like at least get the numbers.
Hopefully they
up.
have a lot of cars ready to pump out.
Which means people need to lock in the order, put in their spec to feed through. Unless the spec is already preset, you can't change much. Then
Just the
it
color.
can just something, just the color.
I mean, September is not that far away. Now is May 16th. So that's like 4 months away. That's pretty quick.
4 months.
Yeah.
4 months is going to be passing pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, we'll be here for that, I'm sure. Ali Ruse asks, what do you think the next model of ONVO will be? I know that they mentioned, I think, a bigger family car. Is that right?
Yeah, they will probably have like L70 maybe. 7-seater.
So that's like a 7-seater. So it's like a ES8 kind of size.
Yeah, probably bigger car.
Yeah, they need to go with the bigger one. For the battery swap, the sedan is a little bit tight inside. If they want to sell the family concept, Happy Road is mainly SUV one, I think. It's hard to make a sedan which fit
It's probably going to be pure SUVs, no sedans.
They'll probably kind of copy almost the Li Auto model where they just kind of bump up the car a little bit and almost make it the same. I would guess. It's been a successful model.
Yeah. Oh, I like this one. Hopefully it will play out like Tesla. It will be a moment where NIO turns towards profitability. Inshallah, man. I hope the same, man.
Inshallah.
Better than NIO? Well, I mean, currently it's better than my ES6. And my ES6 is 23 model, so it's new one. So
in some respects, not overall.
In some
the
aspects.
material inside, I'm sure the CareTech compared to the NEPA or haptics, I'm sure you still can feel some different. The price is different, right? So pre-orders, we do not know the numbers, but it's a good news, hopefully, because Mr. P got on the call with one of the ONVO managers. So above expectation,
Yeah, above expectations. And also today they had the press conference. The president of ONVO also said far beyond expectations.
So that's good.
But what else would he say? Let's be honest.
Well, yeah.
That's
I guess it's hard to know what expectations are, right? What are their expectations?
Yeah.
I'm sure the expectation is eyeballing the Model Y figure.
Yeah, I mean that's what they publicly stated. They're gunning for Model Y, but also they're never going to say, "Oh, our car is not performing up to par."
Yeah,
not on the first day anyway. Maybe when deliveries start, they might say that if deliveries are bad, but they're not going to say that today.
Yeah. There was a rumor that they got 65,000 pre-orders within 4 hours, but that's not validated. But I don't know if it will ever be validated. Yeah. So
really, man.
Okay. We'll have to see. Yeah.
The 900 volt is not only for charging. Yeah, just to make it clear, 900 volt would actually increase your efficiency while driving too. So it's not only for charging, because if you have the higher voltage in the system, the losses and everything is actually better minimized and managed, right? So driving would be better efficiency. The 12.1 is not only from the design and the CD alone. It comes with the 900 volt setup as well. Yeah, not only for charging. Just want to point that out.
We got a question from Mike HT Lee. He says, would a NIO have prevented Angela Chow from reversing to her death into a pond in her Model X? My understanding is she was drunk. Isn't that true?
What? Which one is it?
The Mitch McConnell's sister-in-law or something? Something like that. She died, and it doesn't matter. I think she was drunk, so maybe it might have helped. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Was it like the driving accident or something?
Yeah, she was driving from like Mitch McConnell's house or something across the farm and fell into a lake. I don't know. I don't.
And rain.
I pay more attention than you guys, but obviously not enough.
I don't know.
This was Mr. P's video. Car drifted 2 lanes when he was looking at the LiDAR. Okay, a couple more questions. Jeremy says, I know, Ting, you commented on this earlier.
Timestamp too, so I can pick it up, because I'm not sure I'm scrolling at the same point as your.
Very down at the bottom. We're almost towards the bottom. Jeremy White says, what is your perspective on ONVO ad they released where they're showing space versus Tesla? It seems corny to me, but as an American, I may not understand what resonates with Chinese audience. I think, Ting, you mentioned you liked the ad earlier. You're not Chinese though, right?
I like a tall guy walking inside the car, in and out. But for me, to do the same thing on my car is difficult enough. So,
what about the first part of that where they're crossing their leg,
like measuring the headspace and
doing
stuff?
that? Yeah.
And you can sit cross leg, front and rear, right, and the same line, right? Like you can sit comfortably in the front and at the back too, cross leg.
So did you guys find that corny, or did you guys find that resonated with you?
Well, the thing is, I think with NIO, they would never do this on the NIO brand, right? And I guess this is valid because Western values, you wouldn't really do that kind of stuff. But here in China, it's very cutthroat competition. So a lot of Chinese NIO owners here in China have been asking NIO to always compare themselves. You got to show that you're better. But NIO doesn't do that. But finally, they're doing it. So yes, it kind of feels a little bit corny, but it gets the message across. That's the main thing. You want people to know that when you're buying this car, you're getting more headroom, you're getting more legroom, you're getting more headroom in the back as well. So which one are you going to choose? So it gets people thinking. It gets the message across.
Yeah. And they did the compare to RAV4 too, right? The gasoline car. Yeah. So they picked both, like the best-selling gasoline car in China, the best SUV EV sold in China, and all. So they didn't leave out the ICE car too. Let's just see it as comfortable, comfy, not corny.
Couple more questions. Next one is from Mike again. Will NIO be able to float automatically like the BYD? I have no idea. The BYD one?
Like BYD one, which the US, California.
I have no. You guys know what he's talking about?
Float? You mean like what? Like the Yangwang one? The US?
Yangwang can float, yeah.
US, California. What's that?
I actually saw a video of NIO first gen ES6 floating. I actually shared it on my channel as well. But yeah, NIOs can float. They got good water sealing, so yeah, it can float. But I mean, driving on water, I don't think NIOs can do that.
Not recommended anyway.
Not recommend any car to do that. Even Yangwang U8, it can be driven sort of like kind of steer, but you need to find the safe place to sort of docking and get out. Yeah, it's not like you keep cruising like a boat. It's not like that.
And there was someone in China that tried it, and the car sank, and they had to abandon the car. So don't try it.
There goes $150K. Next, Elias, do we know why ONVO does not use the NIO chip but uses Snapdragon? I don't think the NIO chips are ready, right, Mr. P?
The NIO chip is only for autonomous driving. So NIO is still using Snapdragon 8295 on the center console. For the center consoles, that's what they're using the Qualcomm chips for. So that has nothing to do with the like autonomous driving thing.
Yeah.
With the autonomous driving,
Orin
they
X.
have the one Orin X, which is enough.
Mm.
Yeah.
But they haven't started putting the God chip in their cars yet, right? That's for the ET9.
Yeah, that's probably like NIO brand and above.
NT3 only. NT3
Yeah.
only, probably.
Yeah.
You don't have the input from LiDAR. I think one Orin X is capable. You don't need to have a bunch of stuff. More expensive would be.
All right, almost done here. Philip asks, do we know how fast ONVO can charge? They did not say a charging speed.
They did not, but in the ONVO app, it shows the time that it takes to charge. So 15 minutes. That's what the,
from
they
0
displayed.
to 8, or
did they mention
Probably
how
0
many
to
steps?
80.
10 to 80 something?
Like 4.5C or something, or 6C. The one that power station version 4 is what? 4C?
Probably
4C or
5C. 5C
5C.
charging.
5C, so it must be more than 450 kilowatts. It's 900 volt battery, right? So 900 volt, let's say if they use the larger battery of 90 kilowatt hour, so that's 100 amp hour. So 5C is 500 amp, and then you times the voltage. So that is at least 450 kilowatt if it's 4C. If it's a 60 kilowatt hour, then it's the same rate, but depending on the state of charge.
Well, for all the total detailed specs and interior, everything, we have to wait for the real final blowout of the car.
Yeah.
So
no one announced that yet. So
and then,
it's a 5-seater. So I saw the reply to Evisha already. All right. Okay.
Five people. All right. I think that wraps it up.
Good. Today we run a little bit over the time, but still okay. A lot of good discussion. Yeah, so good. Hype up, and feel bad that my ES6 is now outdated.
It's not outdated. It's a beautiful car.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah. You have access to NIO house everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere in China.
Hope I can upgrade to the 900 volt. I would do that. Let's see.
So if you guys are interested, make sure you check out my channel. I'm going to put the vlog up from the ONVO launch day probably tomorrow if I get a chance. So
all right, looking forward to it.
You can compare that to NIO Day, the vibes. I think it's quite interesting.
Okay. Looks like you go to Disneyland, right?
Yeah, it's very, very cheerful.
That's good. All right. So I think that's it for this episode. We're gonna find some cool stuff to talk about next week. Yeah, try to do it Thursday, hopefully.
Try to grab a guest.
Hey, how did you get that like button?
I did that.
Oh yeah. Huh? Man, some good tricks. Yeah. A lot of new things in.
Everybody's gone.
Okay, cool. Thanks a lot, guys, and we see you all. Do subscribe and do share. Hopefully, we can try to reach more people who wants to know about NIO and ONVO and all the cool stuff in the future.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks a lot, and have
a good guys.
Evening and morning to everyone.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Peace out.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.